Limetown Jack wants to know, what is your position on RussiaGate?
Well, I'm very, very concerned about RussiaGate, and I obviously I'm not a fan of this president. I never thought I would see anybody who was this, I don't know, unfocused and how to say, absolutely unclear about the principles on which the country was founded, and such a hypocrite. You know, he'll talk about chain migration, and then you find out his wife's parents are here because he helped them come here because of chain migration. It's okay, I guess, if your name is Trump. It's just not okay if your name is something else. And so I feel very strongly that the RussiaGate thing is something that every American should be terrified of. The idea that we're using the information network that America largely created, that it's being used against us, and that it might have been used to foster the election of a person who's not remotely qualified to be president of the United States, is very worrisome to me.
So how long do you think it will take? Because, I mean, my issue with RussiaGate is that it's been going on for over a year and a half. They really haven't had anything conclusive. The cyclical effects of this is that there's been an attack on independent media. The FBI is monitoring social media more than they ever have before. You have independent media being under attack, RT America and other. And this is, I mean, I see a lot of neo-McCarthyism going on as a cyclical effect of this. And that, to me, is incredibly concerning, especially when, what do we have to look forward to if there is any conclusive stuff here, which I don't really have much confidence there's going to be. But what do we have to look forward to? President Pence. So I see RussiaGate. And when I'm talking RussiaGate, I don't mean just the investigation itself. That's something separate. We don't even know what may or may not be there, although we've been giving next and nothing, and it's been a year and a half. But like the cyclical effects, I think a lot more harm than good has come out of all of this thus far. Would you agree or disagree?
I have mixed feelings about it. I do think that RussiaGate is pointing at a very, very serious concern that the country has to have, that somehow the Russians really did invade our country, albeit over the internet. And they did influence the outcome of an election, albeit without any weapons. And but they're, at the same time, I worry, as you do, about the First Amendment. Freedom of speech is near and dear to me, and it's especially, you know, important that we maintain net neutrality and that we fight for the things that will ensure us access to information over the internet and free access without invasion. But you know, sometimes you have to keep your eyes open and make sure that, you know, for one of the nail, the shoe was lost. For one of the shoe, the horse was lost. For one of the horse, the battle was lost. The rider was lost. For one of the rider, the horse the battle was lost. And for one of the battle, the Republic was lost, and all for one of the nail. I think there has to be, I do worry about overstepping from our side, but I also worry about overstepping from the Soviet side, the Russian side, I should say. And I think we have to be nimble about making sure that that is not allowed to happen in the future.
So here's the thing, though. We have super delegates. We have gerrymandering. We have the Electoral College, by the way. Trump is president because of the Electoral College. To me, that's a way bigger deal than 13 trolls on Twitter that barely know English. Would you agree or disagree?
Well, I mean, I'm absolutely in agreement that we have to worry about the Electoral College. And Donald Trump, as a candidate, called for the elimination of the Electoral College. So even a broken clock is right twice a day. And so he was right on that. We should get rid of the Electoral College. Hillary Clinton won by 3 million votes, and yet she's not the president. We have a guy who's can't even keep his staff on the job more than a few months. There's a rotating door at that White House that I've never seen before in my life. And it's partly, I think, because he is an unhinged person who's leading our country. So I will just say to you, I think, yes, we have a lot of things we have to worry about. We have to keep our eyes open, but that's one of the reasons it's really important to strengthen our educational system, because we do not want people led by the nose into some kind of an oligarchy that is, and I agree with you, we have already some of the symbols of oligarchy in our country.
I would say we do have an oligarchy. Yeah, I understand you have to be diplomatic. I don't have to be, because I'm not running for office, but I would say we do have an oligarchy.
Well, I mean, there are some cities where we're still electing people that are the grassroots people, and there are some counties and there are some places. I belong to every civil rights group you can name, from the ACLU to National Organization for Women to the Common Cause to People for the American Way. I believe very strongly that we have to, make sure that we use our voices to prevent really awful things from happening in our country. But I also believe that it is worrisome that the Soviet Union now turned into Russia, which is filled with a lot of people with very bad ideas, also very evil ideas, should be allowed to somehow influence our elections. We have to worry about that. And worry about the other things as well. We have to worry about the oligarchy. I don't disagree with that.
All right. I understand. And I also understand your position, but I think you have a little more optimism in this process than I do.
Optimism is a political act. That's one of the things I always say to young people. We need you to stay optimistic and take this country back. And, the word idiot was invented by the Greeks. They invented the word democracy, means government by the people, demos and kratos. They also invented the word idiot, which meant one who does not participate in politics. And my worry is that some people are getting so cynical, they say, what's the point? I'm not going to get involved. And we got to keep people involved. This is a critical moment in the history of our state and our nation. We got to engage people, young and old, to take back our country.
I agree with you there. Yeah, no, I meant cynicism in regards to RussiaGate. I mean, these intelligence agencies, they have it out for Trump, but they have it out for all the wrong reasons. They don't dislike Trump because he's morally repulsive. They dislike Trump because they're worried he's not going to be able to continue the military-industrial complex with a smile on his face. Not because he has some moral opposition to it, but because he's that big of a nincompoop. That's kind of what I think's going on. But, time will tell. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.